Good morning to you all. My name is Asanka and I wish to warmly welcome the Managing Director, Senior Management and the Board of Directors for this presentation. Within the next 10 to 15 minutes, I have planned to take you through a business proposal on cloud computing. I would like to request for your full attention to the presentation and seek your approval and consent to introduce and implement a new journey for our organization through cloud computing and to enable us in developing our business successfully and to become the number one insurance provider with a new and innovative strategy. I wish to make a feasible argument and as such hope to persuade you to approve the implementation within our workplace. As you can see the outline of the discussion, this presentation would be covering the crucial aspects and dimensions of cloud computing for our company. The focus of the presentation is to provide the best solutions for the company through introducing cloud computing. We are all aware of the growing trends within the industry and the tight competition which we are currently facing. As we are operating a nationwide operation, we have a burden of maintaining a costly IT infrastructure. This can be eliminated through introducing cloud computing. I have gathered useful information which would provide you with sufficient details to decide on this policy without any doubt. Implementing cloud would definitely be an advantage to the organization and guaranteed to gain your consent in implementing the policy. What is cloud computing? I'm quite sure that you are all fully aware or have experienced cloud computing at some point. Cloud computing could be defined as a system which allows companies to access IT-based services, including infrastructure, application, platforms, and business processes via the internet. The cloud model is comprised of an essential characteristics, service models, and deployment models. There are 5 primary characteristics or utilities of cloud computing which are currently shown in the slide. Cloud computing models comprise of service models, and deployment models as you can see on the slide. Now let us take a look at key advantages and disadvantages. Cloud would directly impact bringing down expenses through the drop in capital expenditure and maintenance. Similarly, predetermined costs would allow a cost control for the organization. The flexibility and the adaptability of cloud would bring in the ability to respond to market changes and would help in forming a uniform platform for management decision making. Unlimited storage capacity and user license agreements will shift the maintenance of resources and data to the service provider, and this will help the organization to be more focused on their main key core activities. Now let us take a look at the disadvantages. The security and privacy due to loss of data or theft of data makes an organization vulnerable. Similarly, the technical issues such as downtime and the quality of service is another major issue faced by cloud computing. The predetermined agreements have a negative impact as well. This is the rigidity in the cost structure as a result of the predetermined agreements. Similarly, there is a major issue and a burden for organizations when switching between service providers. Let us take a look at the risks. The security risk is the system vulnerability to attacks. 7 important identity factors of this risk are available. They are access, availability, network load, integrity, data security, data location, and data segregation. Privacy and confidentiality risks arise due to the lack of laws governing the disclosure of information to the users. Consumers not being familiar with cloud before and after implementation is a consumer risk. The infrastructure required for cloud computing. A well-architectured cloud infrastructure should include 4 basic components. Storage would have several layers including storage arrays, storage network, storage protocol and virtualization, the file system utilization and physical storage. The virtualization platform is the decoupling of hardware, operating systems, data application and user state opens a wide range of options for optimum management and distribution of workloads across physical infrastructure. Networking includes 3 or more tiers such as core, distribution, and access. When designing a cloud infrastructure, care should be taken to define the scale units or to define the size of it. I will now explain few successful companies and institutions which have had positive cloud experiences. In an interview with Senior Vice President of Cyprus Insurance, he has stated that they have moved to cloud in order to become more efficient, be more competitive and deliver products faster. Director of IT in UPC Insurance have mentioned that it has enabled them to meet their objectives such as file claim electronically, being able to check billing and interact with customers in a real-time environment. As per the Chief Information Officer of Brainshark, he has mentioned that the agility and the flexibility of cloud infrastructure has helped them to deliver products faster, quickly identify unproductive programs, and rapidly capitalize on success. As to the governor of Albuquerque, he has stated that it has integrated all functions of departments into one place. This explains that different organizations have set different goals with cloud computing and how they have used cloud computing successfully. This would lead our management and the board of directors to take positive actions towards cloud computing for our organization. Very important to implement best practices of cloud computing with the effective technology. Companies should be hand in hand with the latest security developments of cloud. You should keep up to date on any infrastructure or policy changes for your cloud service provider. By adding file caching capability to your computer as a backup for cloud services would be important in situations such as network breakdowns or security breaks. Finally, we need to ensure that close of dynamic data and static data. Now we will take a look at the financial analysis. This will help you to take a positive decision on approving the project. The first calculation was done by taking into consideration the base case. The base case is based on a cost of capital at a rate of 10%. As you can see on the screen, I have worked out the net present value at 27.2, internal rate of return of 38.45%, profitability index of 2.69, and a payback period of 3 years and 3 months. The recovery of cash flows of the project are depicted of the graphs. A detailed calculation can be found in the executive handout which I have sent along with you. Next, let us take a look at the sensitivity analysis. I examine critical cost-benefit variables to analyze the viability of the project, taking into consideration an increase of cost of capital of 5% from 10%, that is 15%, an increase in investment and maintenance costs by 10%, and a deduction in the financial benefit by 10%. I have arrived at the NPV, IRR, payback period and profitability index for all these scenarios for a better comparison. Now let me state my recommendations for sensitivity analysis. Based on the positive results of the base case, it is recommended that the management is to accept this project as it has favorable financial benefits. Based on the sensitivity analysis, it is advised that the management is to consider the following impacts of critical variables on the project. That is, the management needs to focus on maintaining cost of capital at the lowest by seeking long-term finances and avoiding short-term borrowing to fund the project. Management should not allow the increase in initial and maintenance costs as it would make a lower NPV and a smaller IRR. Management should not allow relevant benefits to decrease as it would definitely make the project not viable for the organization. Now let me state my recommendations. As number one, there are absolute benefits of cloud computing to our organization, management and the board of directors. It is my privilege to present you a viable business case at this contemporary business environment. I am confident that the management and the board of directors are in agreement to fund this project. Overall, introduction of cloud computing could become a very important part of the company as it would enhance the customer service and competitive advantage. According to my base case analysis, this project is financially feasible. However, when taking decisions, management should strictly follow guidelines in financial and sensitivity analysis. This project has minimal risk, which can be mitigated if managed properly with proper security systems. Finally, I would be looking forward for your support and approval for this project. Let me conclude my presentation by explaining the lessons that I have learned from this project. Cloud computing is not a self-managing system. It would require the management and adaptation to new trends. Organizations would require to be focused in addition to the financial benefits to explore the new ventures available through cloud computing. We need to ensure the fullest support is received by customers and employees to make this project a success. Critical and confidential information needs to be maintained by the organization as a backup to ensure that we are not vulnerable. Thank you very much for your time, and I wish you all a pleasant day.